Hello guys, Mrs. Garcia here. I am so excited to start this new adventure with you guys. I am also a teacher at Lakewood Park Elementary, so some of my students might be seeing me here on the TV. So I'm going to be teaching fourth grade reading. So I hopefully you guys get to have fun and learn at the same time.
So today you will focus on explaining what the text says both explicitly, which is right there in the text, and inferred, which is something not specifically said but you understand, and based on evidence and background knowledge. You will also look at the meaning of words that you might not understand or that are new to you in a fictional text. As we read, I want you to think about this question. What are Luke, Paul, and their classmates trying to build, and why?
Okay guys, so let's get started, okay? So we are going to start with our passage of today, which is watch for steady rocks, okay? And we're going to make this fun and interactive, so please make sure that when I ask you to stand up and move around, you can, okay? So let's review one of the things that you guys learned last week, which is relax, okay? So when we are looking at questions, we have to make sure that we read the question carefully, then reread the passage. Okay, examine every answer choice before you choose your answer. Look for proof in the passage and underline it. Always check your work. And of course, this is my favorite. Cut answers that you know are wrong, okay? Because that way it makes it easier for you to choose the right answer. So, let's get started and start reading. So, here we have watch for steady rocks. So when I start reading, I always like to box my question because this is going to help me, try to think about what the passage might be about. And I know that you guys learned last week about, different earth structures. So maybe this is another continuum of what we read so far. So it says watch steady rocks. There is a picture of lots of rocks, okay? And like we said previously, this is going to be a literature passage, which means what? Fiction. So we're going to have characters and a setting, and we're also going to have, a plot. So we're going to be able to learn new strategies to help us with reading. So let's start. Watch the egg, shouted Pavel from behind the wheelbarrow. Luke, dropping the large rock he was lifting from a nearby pile, hopped out of the way as Pavel pushed his way forcefully along the trail. It was a close call since the hiking trail itself was a narrow stretch of earth. On one side was a steep climb leading further up the mountain. On the other was a steep decline, the edge of the path giving away to rock-studded, he underlined this word, dirt and not much else. The two boys were bringing up the rear. The other 19 members of their class were further up the trail. So let's stop here. So I saw a word, the word rock-studded. I know what rock means, but what do you think it means rock-studded? So let's read before and after the word to see if there are any clues that can help me with this. On the other was a steep decline, the edge of the path giving away to rock-studded dirt and not much else. So it could be that is what? Filled with rocks. So this trail is filled with rocks, okay? Now I have a couple of questions and we're going to get standing up and moving around, okay? So my first question is, where do you think this is happening? Okay, so if you think this is happening in a trail, I want you to stand up. If you think it's happening maybe at the playground at school, stay sitting down. Let's see. If you stood up, you are correct, okay? This right here is happening in a trail. So let's continue reading and see what else Pavel and his friends are, doing. Wiping the sweat from his brow, Pavel turned the wheelbarrow on its side, depositing about 60 pounds of rock at the corner of the trail, with it turned sharply in reverse directions. Another question that I have for you guys. What time of day do you think this is happening? Do you think it's happening during the night, or do you think it's happening during the day? If you think it's night, I want you to take a step to the right. If you think it's during the day, I want you to take a step to the left. Let's see. If you took a step to the left, you are correct. Very good. Okay, let's keep reading. Switchbacks like this continue downhill for nearly a mile and uphill for about the same distance, carving a zigzag into the side of the mountain. Now, I'm going to point out there's a word here that I'm pretty sure none of us have heard before. Switchbacks. So I want you to underline it. And let's read it again to see if there are any clues that can tell me what a switchback is. Switchbacks like this continue downhill for nearly a mile and uphill for about the same distance, carving a zigzag into the side of the mountain. I don't think it gives me a lot of clues. It gives me one clue right here. Carving a zigzag into the side of the mountain. So it could be a type of rock, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to put a question mark right here, and I'm going to come back to it later to see if I got any more clues, okay, after I keep reading the passage. The switchbacks, there is that word again, let's underline it. Quadruple the distance that Luke, Pavel, and the rest of their volunteer group had to hike to make it this far. Now, the word quadruple, some of you might not know what that means. So we know that double means 2 and triple means what? 3. So quadruple means 4. So let's write a 4 here. So it says that the switchbacks quadrupled the distance that Luke, Pavel, and the rest of their volunteer group had to hike to make this far. Let's see what else happens. They also made it possible for any of them to make it this far. Mount Pleasant, as it turned out, was nowhere near pleasant for 6th graders not used to 60-degree inclines. So this is kind of funny. They are saying here that Mount Pleasant was not pleasant because 6th graders were not used to 60 degrees incline. So I want you to jump once if you think that a 60-degree incline is really steep. Jump twice if you think it's not that steep. If you jump once, you are correct. 60 degrees is a really, really steep incline, and you're going to get tired fast if you have not, done this before. So that's why they're saying that Mount Pleasant was nowhere near pleasant. Let's keep reading. Thanks for the warning, jabbed Luke sarcastically. Pavel glanced in his direction for a moment and then turned his attention to the rocks. You think this is how they built the Great Wall of China? Is this really how they built the pyramids? They're funny. I don't think that whoever built the pyramids volunteered for the job, responded Luke, taking a swig from his water bottle. We just learned about that in social studies, remember. Now, again, why do you think he's drinking water? Because there's in the middle of the day and they're hiking, and when you hike, you get thirsty. Yeah, who knows if ancient Egyptians had day hikes anyway, right? Do you guys know what the word ancient means? It means old. So they're talking about people, back in the day where they didn't think that they actually take hikes during the day. I don't think we could do this on a sand dune, observed Luke. He picked up the rock he had dropped, a freckled stone that resembled a giant misshapen egg. Well, that's funny. Wedging in between two others in the side of the mountain, he pushed until the rock felt secure. I want you to think about this. Why do you think he is putting rocks in the side of the mountain? Why? Let's keep reading. Then he reached for another something more block-shaped to fill the next gap. Wait, why are they using the phrase another something? What do you think it means? It means rock, guys, okay? This is another way of saying rock. So how do you think this trail even made it through the spring without these walls we're building? He asked, scanning the near pile for the next suitable stone. So why do you think they are building walls so far? Why do you think they're building these walls made out of rock? Okay, so we're going to stop here for today and we're going to continue tomorrow. And I want you to think of these questions. Why do you think they're putting these rocks on the walls? And for what? Okay, so when we come back next time, we're going to continue reading the story, Watch for Steady Rocks, to see what happens.